at these stinking mothers. Look at those stinking up in here. Look at those stinking in my mother's house with my 13-year-old child. I smacked her goddamn face. She better be glad I ain't killed her yet. Stinking. But the sit there cleaning on them away. Oh, trifling asshole. You, yeah. Meant that. Big nasty laid up in here naked when I'm got here. Stupid, sloppy. And I got her key. You ain't getting no mother thing. Man ain't getting you just a child. Man ain't getting you nothing. Man, I ain't got to tell my son. I done told you before if you drive that. If you drive that black car, I done told you that man, it don't matter. If y'all won't come no motherfucking more and you ain't going out there. Don't permit. You think it's funny. It ain't mother funny, boy. Yeah. Look at this nasty. Look at her.
Okay, can you let me
out? Nasty. You ain't going no. Get out the door. When the police come, so stupid ass. Girl, I'm gonna knock your ass out. You gonna stay? I don't give a. If you hit me back and now, I'm gonna bone you up in here. That's what time it is. You man, shut up. You got my goddamn face. I meant that. Cause you ain't had no business with the slap up in here. You ain't had no business with them in my house. I'm waiting on the CP Mother D. Look at her. Oh, dust ass up in my house.
Let me
that bitch, you right, well, yeah. You do what the fuck you want to do. Turn up then. Turn up. 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 Turn up then. Man, nothing. Turn up. Turn up.
Get your mama.
Turn up. Turn up. Turn up. Turn up. Turn up. Turn up. I'm gonna beat your mother in a minute. You finna get it. Yeah, but right now, I need her to stay right the fuck here. Yeah, she ain't going nowhere.
I done throw my stuff away.
He throw it away. You should have thrown this nasty ass hole away. Why you got her laid up in this motherfucker in my house and my goddamn light bill $500 and ain't neither one of y'all put in on it. That's what I'm talking about. So, yeah, this nasty. Look at her. Ain't nobody got to ask. Yeah, let me get $100 in.
I got it.
Let me get it. Let's go to the car and get it. Okay. When the police get here. Yeah, I need that. Man, shut up. I got plenty. If I ain't got it, I can get it. I always remember that.
Police are...
I don't give a fuck. They can come in. Yes, if they can. You let her in this. You might as well let the city clean in this. Look at this, y'all. Look, I'm going to put this bitch on Facebook. I don't even know her name. I don't even know who she is. But she going nationwide. My son, 13 years old, and just laid up in my mother's house with him. Yeah. That's ridiculous. You go out them door and I'm going to queue up too right along the way. I meant that. That ain't no threat. That's a goddamn promise. Yeah. What her car at? What her car at? Who is it? Yeah, come on back here and get this out my house while I call up. This overgrown hole in my mother's house with my 13, that's right there. My son, 13 years old. That's a grown woman. I will beat the fuck out. I wouldn't give a fuck about none of that shit. I don't give a...
Let me tell y'all something. Hopefully, if I was in my right mind, I decided to edit a lot of the curse words. So there's going to be a lot of, I guess, silence or what seems to be pauses in this video because the mother was cussing up a storm through that 4-minute video. And the other thing I want to point out as well is that the post received, at least analytic-wise, 67K views, right? 2.8K likes, 313 reposts, and only 101 comments. So what I'm trying to highlight by way of that is the fact that it doesn't seem like there's outrage. As I told people before, people don't care when women do this. People do not care when women perform and do stuff like this. And for the longest time possible, beyond all of the things that people always wanted to state, like, oh, Seiji, you're just, saying this because you hate black women. You don't actually like black women. Here you go again saying this, that, and the third. This is the problem. Because all of y'all wanted to focus in on what I was saying because it wasn't palatable, because it either hurt your feelings, because you wanted to be emotionally invested in something when nobody told you to be emotionally invested, you missed the whole grand total point of me covering videos over the years. And I've been doing this for so long, for so long. Before it got to this point, this woman herself was a teenager. She's 21, got caught with a 13-year-old. Let me repeat that again. This woman is 21 years of age, a grown woman. She decided she wanted to be with a 13-year-old. Let that sink in. Let that sink in, because let me tell y'all something. If this was a black man where people showed a video and a mother sat up there and caught him in bed with her daughter, her 13-year-old daughter, the whole social media would have blew up. You understand how many women would have went online and they would have reposted this? They would have been doing theses, papers. They would have been showing stats. They would have been sharing their stories. They would have been showing like photos of men in the family and all this stuff. They would be doing the utmost. But when it deals with a mother catching a woman, where are all of these women that say that they care about the children? Where are all of these women that say that they are concerned citizens that care about the woman and the child? 13 is a child. Let me repeat that again. 13 is a child. Somebody explained to me the exact same way that women want to get online and grandstand. And they want to, oh, men are the problem. They're always predators and this. Somebody, I need a woman to explain to me, right? Because mentally, women are supposed to age faster than men in general, right? So what part of the age game where speed is the factor in aging does it account for her being able to be in bed with a 13-year-old? Where's the maturity in that? Where's the outcry when it deals with this? Because again, this is not my first time showcasing this. This is not my first time talking about this. But again, what normally happens is that videos like this, it gets low views. It gets low views because a lot of adults don't actually care about the kids. And I showcase and talk about this in hopes that those out there that will happen to see this, it doesn't become you in a situation. This doesn't happen to your child. Like I said before, you have too many folks out here who want to get emotionally caught up and they don't want to point out what the problem is. And this is why I told people before, if all you do is focus on black men and try to say that black men are the problem, you're allowing things like this to happen every single day. So realistically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to place the blame of things like this happening directly on those folks who only solely want to fixate and focus on black men and say that they are the problem. And if black men didn't exist, then there would be no problem. There obviously still would be a problem. Case in point, this video. And then you'll have some people sit up there saying, actually, statistically speaking, Seiji, even with this video, men are still the perpetrators, of this crime. I'm not excusing or saying that, it's okay, but it's nowhere in the same light in comparison as the numbers of men, especially throughout history. And if we want to take it deeper, let's talk about the black men right? That's what people are going to do. That's what people like to do. They want to skate away from this. They want to say that this is okay because it's not on the same scale as something that they're trying to compare it to. So therefore, by saying that, they're lessening the severity of the situation and trying to tell people, oh yeah, this is bad, but it's not as serious. But look at what these black men just sat up there and did, like just last week. These 4 men, look at what these 4 men did. I'm not saying what she did was right, but these 4 men, they did something way worse. Right? There's way greater evil in those men than that woman. That woman, she can go get therapy. She can go get treatment. She can go get some medications. She'll be fine. But these men right here, there's no fixing that. And this is why I told people before, y'all not going to understand up until it has to take place. So again, for a lot of those folks out there that always want to fixate on black men and say that black men are the problem, this will probably be you. You'll probably be this parent recording and finding an older woman directly with your son, or better yet, with your daughter. Right? Either which way. Equal opportunity. Because I've covered videos like that as well too, of a female teacher deciding that she wanted to go after her female students. But as stated before, folks don't want to sit up there and listen. Because and I'll put it to you like this. Another reason why this video would be a low viewed video in comparison to a lot of other videos that that I happen to talk about is because this is something within the realms of folks' control. You can pretty much control what it is that you are taught, or what it is that you're teaching specifically to your child, how it is that they are indoctrinated. I'm listening to the mother's mouth. I know that she's reckless. I can somewhat see the son. I can pretty much figure that he's reckless, especially if he's 13, sitting up there moving like this, reckless. So like I say, you're dealing with a very chaotic situation. And when you have a chaotic situation, it breeds more chaos. But with that, you know what a lot of people are going to say? Well, I don't hear or see the father. I don't see a black man in the picture to get this situation straight because the black man is the leader and this, that. So you mean to tell me that black women can be independent, have an education, run businesses, be breadwinners and high earners, six figures and all this other, but you mean to tell me black women can lead themselves through all of that hard work and dedication, all of their education, but when it deals with situations of life, magically black women are like, Jesus, take the wheel? Magically you go from Wonder Woman during the day to now being Lois Lane? No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. No. As I stated before, there are problems and situations that black men need to get a hold of and directly under control when it deals with the young black boys out here, when it deals with black men. And on the equal end, I've stated before, on the other side, that there are situations that black women need to get a hold of when it deals with these young black girls out here and these older black women, or just black women in general. But as stated before, people don't want to do that. So their main go-to is like, well, black men are the leaders, so your responsibility is to get everybody straight. Huh? How'd that work? That don't even, that technically, realistically, that doesn't make any type of sense. Again, when you have a situation such as this, and this is looking like a single parent household, this is what tends to happen. So I wouldn't be too surprised if maybe that 21-year-old may be pregnant. Because at the age of 13-year-olds move very stupid. Because they are stupid. Like I said, everybody has been a kid. At 13, people are pretty stupid. It just is what it is. If people get offended, talk to God about it. Don't bring that here. But when you're 21, you're beyond that stupidness. At least to the point of doing stuff like this. And the crazy part is you can see how she's not even taking it serious, as if she's comfortable in this, because she's more than likely been doing this throughout her life, where she decided to seek out young men. I'm sorry. I'm aging them up. My apologies. Just the way I talk. Seeking out young boys. That's crazy. 21, you could not find. You mean to sit up there and tell me at your grand age of 21, you could not find not one adult male that is not even 20. You couldn't even go from like 20, 21 to 25. You couldn't find not one adult male within your age range that would find you attractive enough that they would actually sleep with you. You had to sit up there and for whatever reason get turned on, attracted to, and smooth talked by a 13-year-old? Oh, Jesus Christ. This is beyond lacking confidence. I don't even know what the word for this even is. That's wild. You're not going to sit up there and tell me that 13-year-old has more game than an adult male. That he can sit up there and out talk to the point where he is just having grown women just swooning. You're not telling me that. It don't even make sense. It don't even make sense. Because this is not even a serious situation. Like, this is just so bad. This is so bad on a multitude of levels. And like I said before, it's not going to get called out. It's not going to be a problem, a situation, problem that folks out there are going to make videos about. There's tons of female content creators out here that hate black men, and they skip over videos like this. They will never address videos like this. They will never bring this up to their folks, because I can also promise you, amongst the ones that happen to follow a lot of those women have more than likely had their own run-ins doing stuff like this. But they ain't going to tell nobody. They not going to tell us all. But this is why now, when you deal with social media, you have a lot of these young kids out here, especially These young guys, they're coming out here and they're talking about the fact that they've had young women, right, when they were at the ages of teenagers. You had the babysitter that was 20 or whoever it was. It could have been a female family friend coming directly after them. Like I said, I've had my own situation. And that was by, you know, somebody directly on the block. Like, I never sit up there and forget that. I think, what was I, like 18? During the time, I think it was like 17 or 18, and they were getting ready. My friends were getting ready to go to like some type of like school, like dance or whatever it is and whatnot. I was just dressed in normal like Stephen Barry, you know, armless like sleeve type of like shirt. I was ready to sit up there and just like ball and have fun. And you could just feel the eyes of the grown women directly on that porch. And I'm like, this is a little bit uncomfortable. I'm like, what are they looking at? I'm like, this is weird. I'm like, let me just go with everybody else to the backyard. I'm like, yeah, I'm not trying to sit here and have a conversation. Cause I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, I'm not even really supposed to be, you know, like in a sense conversating with y'all. I'm like, y'all grown adults. I'm like, we don't really have nothing in common. I'm like, even at a young age, I'm like, that's my realization. I'm like, we don't got nothing in common. I'm like, the staring and, you know, hearing some of the women like say some stuff. I'm like, you're weird. I just like, yo, you're weird. I'm like, I'm looking at them like I would look at my mom. I'm like, dog, you're my mom's age, brother. Like, what are we doing? I'm like, if my mom knew about this stuff during the time, she would have came out the house real quick and it would have been a problem. But, you know, like I said before, when it deals with young men, we don't tell people a lot of stuff. We're not going to sit up there and tell folks that a lot of stuff make us, you know, uncomfortable. We're not going to sit up there and outwardly question or point things out and do all of this stuff. We'll just sit up there and just move, you know, directly with it or away from the situation if possible. But, you know, like I said, you can't sit up there and have these conversations honestly, because then once you do as black men, here comes everybody else wanting to all lives matter the situation. Oh, y'all think that y'all the only ones going through this? What do you think that these, you know, black women and young black women and girls got to sit up there and go through being around y'all and just being women and I'm like, dog, this ain't a competition. Again, this is why, like I said, there's a multitude of reasons why men don't talk about these things or these situations going on, because it magically becomes this fight for who has the most and the worst trauma, and who's and from that, who has the full-fledged right to basically speak on it. And I'm like, dog, I'm like, at the end of the day, like I said with everything else, when it gets to that point, and I said this in a live stream, I'm like, yo, as a woman, if you want to hold down the trauma and the pain corner of this, and you don't want this to be an open dialogue and a conversation, brother, you can have it. You can have all of that pain, have all of that trauma, live in it, stay directly in it, eat that, sleep that, bathe directly in it, do whatever it is that you want to sit up there and do. Like, I'm out. I'm like, you got it. Like I said, this is why we can't have these type of conversations, even community wise, because it becomes a competition when it just shouldn't be. It becomes a pointing of the finger type of thing. Oh, but you men. And it's like, so how are we going to solve the problem for that? So you're going to pinpoint men, but the man that you're talking to has nothing to do with that. But yet you're blaming him for whatever situation. And then from within that, you expect him to go beyond his feelings and basically do your bidding, do whatever it is that you want him to do or that you see fit for him to do because it's beneficial for you. Nah, we're good on that. But anyways, because I'm pretty sure I probably went off the rails directly on this conversation, because it probably should have been a live stream conversation. I may make it one, I may not. I'm not too sure, because I technically don't even really feel like editing this video. And this is, like I said, this is a pre-recording before I go through and do the normal editing, so that it's actually viewable to a lot of you guys. But yeah, like I said, this it's crazy. And like I said, the 13-year-old, he don't even realize. I'm like, bro, you're a victim. Don't even realize it. But it be like that. Because, you know, big boys don't cry, remember? Not supposed to have feelings. it's supposed to be tough. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this conversation and everything that I listed in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.